Yeah! Get up!
Welcome to the Obstacle Racing Media Podcast with Matt B. Davis.
With over 300 episodes since 2012, Matt has produced the most consistent podcast in OCR.
Each episode, Matt speaks with race directors, athletes, and industry insiders to bring you the most in-depth interviews and conversations in the world of obstacle racing,
adventure runs, and ultra marathons. If you have small children nearby, now is the time to put on some headphones
or send them off to watch Phineas and Ferb, as there are occasionally four-letter words,
which are not bleeps. Now, here is your host.
Now here is your goddamn host.
Now here's your host, fucking Matt B. Davis.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back. I am your host, Matt B. Davis, fresh back from Seattle. Seattle was great for those of you who paid attention to the feeds, the Obstacle Racing Media feeds. I was there. I got to meet up with Ryan Fick. Shout out to my main man, Ryan Fick, who, if you didn't know, is the one responsible for a good percentage of these social media posts we have, him along with Genevieve Charlotte, also helping out a lot. Give them a little shout out. But I got to see Ryan. We got to hang out. He delivered a sock to me that I lost. Thanks so much, Ryan. He also gave me a basket of goodies for me, my wife, and my kids, which I'm really appreciating and enjoying. So thank you so much for that. The weather was rainy and crappy a lot, and that's Seattle for you. I think I had a better thought there, but it left my brain. But the race itself was great. I mean, the coverage I got, I think, was great. I want to go over who we talked to here. Let's pull it up on the transmogrifier. So I did what I did at Savage, whereas rather than like turn it off and turn it on, I just kind of let it roll. And we liked that from Savage, so we're doing it again. So we're going to talk to Nicole Mericle, Aaron Newell, Ryan Woods, Rhea Coble, Ryan Kent, Ryan Kempson, Ryan Atkins. Didn't even realize I talked to 3 Ryans in a row till just now. Then Faye Morgan, Rob and Eric Thorson, Johnny Luna Lima, Lindsay Webster, Mark Batres, my buddy Harley, Nick Ryker, John Penland. Wow, Ryan Fick and Dustin Livengood. That was just on Saturday morning. The first couple hours after the race. Afterwards, I was able to sit down with a couple of people who I'm going to tell you about in a second. But before I forget, I want to talk quickly about Spartan Trail, which we'll be talking about more later, because I talked to the one and only Scott Jurek and our friend Charlie once again. And so that's going to be another episode, the trail episode. This one is just going to be about the Spartan race. And I'm sure Josh and I, coming up on Davis and Chase in the Discord on Thursday, will also talk some about trail. So next person up is going to be Taylor Overmiller, who was staying with us. I was staying with Matt VJ, by the way. That's what we're going to call him, because there's too many Matts. He's Matt VJ. Even though his last name isn't VJ, we're going to call him Matt VJ rather than VJ Matt. Oh, yeah, I think Matt VJ is better. And Taylor, I was talking to Taylor on Saturday, and we were getting along nicely. And so then Sunday morning, we're all up. Don't got to be at the trails till later. So we did a little early morning episode. So you're going to hear that. And then the one and only Chikorita, who we'd never talked at length. I might have gotten a quick hit or two from her over the years at finish lines, but I was able to get her for a nice sit-down chat, and it turned out really nicely. So let's get to that. I think I just said, let me wait and see what I was going to say, and now I've forgotten what that thing was. So if I remember, as we're putting this together, I will bring it back. Oh, let's talk about Patreon. You guys, thank you so much. We're just doing great. And I want to I want to specifically thank the recent patrons. Mark, Tyler Bond, Peter Morrow, Patrick Brown upped his promotion, his payment, his donation, and one Ray Upshaw. Ray Upshaw, legendary Ray Upshaw, the man also known as Anabuse Machete, the man with the Tough Mudder pledge on his back. Welcome to the Patreon. The rest of you, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed these past few months. I'm bringing you so much content, and it is so much fun. And I'm really, really glad you guys are on the ride with me. So thank you so much for that. A couple of other recent people to thank are Chrissy Nichols, and who's another recent one? Chrissy Nichols. Chrissy, thank you so much. Joshua Reed, the one and only Joshua Reed, the one and only Wendell Lagoche, the one and only Scott Campbell, the one and only Fueled by Donuts. I didn't know there's this many new people. Aaron, if I haven't mentioned you recently, because I know, listen, those of you who've been for a while know that we changed the whole, like, what do you get for the thing and the shout-out thing. And if you haven't gotten a shout-out in a minute or two and you want one, let me know. I'll absolutely, happily shout you out. Or if there's something you want shouted out, a business, a friend, a company, I don't know, anything, just hit me up. We'll let people know. If you want to join the Patreon, that means you love this show. You get it for free every week, and you get my videos and whatever else that ORM does. You get it at no cost to you. And if, as a thanks, you want to give us something, give me something, you absolutely can do that through Patreon. There is never any pressure. It is never required, but it feels awesome. It fuels me as a creator, helps me do more stuff, go on more trips, bring more great shit. So that's what's happening there. That's that's patreon.com/obstacle racing media. That's patreon.com/obstacle racing media. So we're going to have at least one other episode this week. That's with Davis and Chase. And hopefully I can get you the Scott Jurek and Charlie Angle episode as well this week. Without further ado, let's go to a very cold, very rainy Spartan Pro Team tent shortly after the Elite race. Just a few days ago on Saturday. Away we go. All right, we're in a very cold, very wet, very loud Pro Team tent. Nicole, Mericle. How's it going, bro?
I'm kind of shivery.
Kind of?
Kind of, yeah.
What are they going to do until the awards? Because it's so freezing.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm going to change.
What did you fall off of?
I fell off of monkey bars. I slipped off. I think I was just like cold and not like moving that well. And I don't know. I saw Lindsay in the burpee area.
Did you get excited?
Did I get excited?
That she was in the burpee area?
No, so I went through a beater, and given how cold my hands were on that, and I only had to touch like 4 bars, at that moment I thought like monkey bars are going to be pretty hard. Just given like how many bars you have to touch to get through it.
Did you know that VJ and Kent fell off the Z-wall?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I thought some of you guys might fall off, but you didn't.
No, but I took like a lot of time on the Z-wall.
All right, go get warm.
Okay.
I want to talk to one Aaron Newell who did not suck today.
Didn't totally suck.
Did you fall off anything?
I fell off nothing.
Dude!
Ah!
That's awesome.
It's great when everybody just like starts dropping out like flies and I can catch them.
Right. So do you think with these longer races coming up, you have an even better chance of not sucking?
Yeah, I'm probably going to beat Atkins by like 20 minutes.
No, come on, man.
Yeah, totally.
Come on, dude.
Especially if Woodsy just does the first 100 meters of the race.
Hey, I made it a quarter mile, maybe even half a mile. We'll see what the Garmin says.
Woodsy, I talked to the production team on the Woodsy documentary. I think it's going to be a 2020 documentary now. No, that's all you have to say?
Yeah, I mean...
Well, listen, we have a great start because we'll have like this whole 2019 debacle, and then 2020 will be the fucking, what do you call it?
The year of the old man.
Redemption.
The year's not over. It's not over, so...
Wait a minute, you're not...
giving up on 2019 yet.
We're not? Okay, good.
Like
earlier you told me...
I'm going to do the math on the point series, and we'll see where I'm at, and the new goal is 12th. Going to get top 12 this year in the U.S. Series.
I'm being serious. Are you going to? Because remember early, even after Florida, you had said, "Well, I may not even go to Seattle." Remember? I mean, Utah and Big Bear. Remember?
I'm going. I should be in good shape for Big Bear too, because I've been able to ride the bike with this hamstring, so I think that'll translate well over Big Bear. It's getting healthier too. Like if I had another week, I would have been fine. I feel like, but a week and a half on a hamstring in a muddy course was not enough.
Well, listen, I do still love you.
I love you.
It was heartbreaking to see you come down that hill, though. It was much like seeing you do burpees at the last one. I was like, what the fuck?
I know. Well, I knew there was a high likelihood that it could be shut down early. Right. So,
okay,
I was mentally prepared for that being the case, so I wasn't as sad as I was for burpees or getting DQ'd or any of those other things that I seem to get myself into.
Are you ready to get some wine?
Yeah, I haven't earned it though. That sucks.
Maybe just a local craft brew.
I know. I'll have to go like some like salmon and kombucha or something. You know, something healthy and clean.
All right, we'll talk later. I'm gonna find somebody else to talk to. to talk to you, Rhea, but you're so freezing and sad.
I'm not sad. I'm so happy.
Did you fall off stuff?
I only fell off monkey bars, but I got everything else.
Do you know who fell off the Z-wall?
Who?
Hey. Big, strong man with a big, strong man bun fell right off that fucking Z-wall.
Well, I guess he figured out the twister now, so... Next he needs a Z-wall.
Were you almost in tears there at the finish?
Yeah.
Because you just were so happy to be done?
No, because like this is Seattle. I don't do well in Seattle, and I got on podium in Seattle.
Good job, dude.
Thank you.
All right, let's go talk to Z-Wall faller offer. All right, you're wearing the Hokas, which are phenomenal shoes. Like pretty much my favorite. They're tied for favorite with these. Anyway, how did you fall off that wall, bro?
You know what? I just rushed it a little bit, and it was like slow motion when it happened, man. I felt my fingers slipping, and I slowly just started falling backwards, and I was like, oh no. And burpees were on the menu, but I was pleasantly surprised to see VJ in there with me. So it kind of, misery loves company, and we banged them out together.
But seriously though, how much of you? Because I've heard you guys, talk about, you can't get twos down on it. But when you see, men flying by you, how much is you like, fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I felt really, really good today. I felt like, today could be an opportunity to win again. Obviously, something like that happens. It kind of throws you for a loop. But there was only a couple guys that came through while I was doing burpees, and that was pretty early on in the race. So I still was like, hey, like a podium spot is still possible. I just got to, stay positive and stay in the fight. And VJ and I spoke right after that. We're like, hey, the whole race is still in front of us. Like
when you got to monkey bars or anything else like wet, were you concerned?
After falling off the Z-wall, I was like, anything can happen. I took the grip things on Twister today rather than doing the metal. I thought that would give me an opportunity to not have my hand slip, and that it worked perfectly for Twister. And Olympus, beater, monkey bars, they were all a little bit more challenging than they typically would be, but you just got to grip it, hold on tight, and hope for the best.
Are you second or third in points right now?
So we just added it up, and I think I'm like 40-some points behind Kempson still. So I'm
Where's Kempson?
I don't know.
He was no. I mean, he was number one, but then today he finished pretty far back.
Yeah.
So you should have caught him. Maybe.
No.
I'm bad at math.
No. Donahue did the points. I think I'm still because he had a pretty good lead on me coming into this race. But now I think I'm only if I finish two spots ahead of him in the next race, I take over second place. But right now it's sitting pretty for Mr. Atkins.
All right. Yeah. All right, dude. Good talking to you. Hang on. Is he alive? Is he alive?
Hey, I'm here.
I got an amazing video of you, and I was very torn because I'm a professional trying to bring the news to the people, and I'm watching a guy that I like fucking die in front of me. Yeah. So I think we did best of both worlds.
Yeah, I don't know. This happened last year, actually. I wasn't very cold in the race, and I just crossed the finish line, and my head got light, and it hurt, and I couldn't see. So I don't know. I guess everybody pushed real hard out there.
Do you know what even place you finished in?
I would guess 8th, 9th, 10th.
Honestly, I'm really happy to see you. I knew you'd be fine. It was just a little touch of hypothermia, but still, dude.
Yeah. I don't know if it was hypothermia. I think it just pushed hard. That's about it. It was a really tough course.
Do you know whose hat you're wearing?
This is mine. I got someone else in my pocket. I don't know whose this is.
I'll give it back to her if you'd like. I saw.
Who it is? Yeah, I was gonna go 100.
I forget her name, and I'm really embarrassed. I think was it Kayla? I can't remember, but I will.
See, so.
But I will return it. Well, I think. Are you still in second on the points?
Where'd Kent finish?
Ryan Kent finished third. It was Atkins, VJ, Kent, Johnny Lima, surprise fourth place.
Johnny the Great. Kent might have me now. I'm not sure.
All right.
Got to see. It's good. Atkins ran a really good race. He's I tried to run him down on the flats, but he put a lot into this race. He's moving good.
Yeah, I got to go talk to him.
Yeah.
Good to see you, dude. You know that shot? You know that shot of the Rise of the Sufferfest where what's his name? Appleton is in the showers and he's like falling apart. Yeah. That's what he looked like at the end of the race. I'm not kidding. I got it on video. It's on the stories.
Yeah. Oh no, poor guy. Yeah, I feel bad for him.
I like his cute little purple hat though.
It's turtle fur.
Jealous of that thing.
You want to try it on? It's really nice.
Yeah, I do.
It's better than your night hat.
They're trying on hats, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Daddy.
I think it's sick.
At some point, I have to give you your jacket back.
Yeah. It looks good on you.
See, I
wonder why you look so sharp.
I want to give you some real talk, though. He's like, hey, hold this for me. Can we step over here, like, away from these people? You were like, oh, wear it under. And then I started to take my other thing off, and then it smells like you.
Oh, yeah.
You smell horrendously?
It smells like first place.
Like victory, baby!
Exactly.
All right, so are you first in the points now?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we thought was going to happen, right?
Based on my math, I should be, yeah.
Are you an engineer?
Yep.
You're really a smart dude. Like, you're not just like a big dumb athlete.
Like, what don't I do?
Let's see. What can you do? Do you cook?
Yeah.
Are you a good husband? Scale of 1 to 10. Are you a good husband?
I'd say like a 8.5. That's pretty good.
Where do you need to improve as a husband?
I'd say like taking initiative. You know, like I could just like vacuum without being asked.
Oh yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Or like.
Dude, I didn't do a dish, I think, for the first 9 years of marriage.
9. Wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah, do that. We'll have some dinner, or some lunch,
And lunch. We'll do lunch first. Lunch first and then dinner.
Okay.
It's only 9:30.
Well, can we leave then?
It's like 4 p.m.
He looks really bad. I'm serious. I was a little nervous. All right. So yeah, I think that's a good thing for all husbands out there. Don't be told to do the dishes.
Right. Yeah. Just take the initiative and get her done. You know, vacuum, maybe make breakfast, like coffees. You know, because I think wives do a lot of things that like they obviously don't like. No one asks them to make dinner. They just do it because it has to be done. Right. So I think.
Right. Well, wait till if you decide to have kids, wait for that because they really take initiative there. Like, oh, the kids need a bath. Like, oh, I kind of forgot to feed them today.
Yeah. Oops. I forgot to.
I totally used to do that.
Yeah. The kids are starving and crying, and someone needs to take care of it.
So, where were you when those dudes fell off the Z-wall? Were you right behind them?
Yeah, I was on the Z-wall at the same time. And I was like listening to hear what like when their bell was gonna ring. And I like wasn't hearing it, and I was like, "Oh, I must have gone through this quicker than them." And then I rang the bell, start running, and I noticed them like off to the side doing burpees, and I was like, "Oh, that's random."
Now, are you like, okay, I have got to like really fucking cook it now and just get a lead on these dudes so they don't catch me?
No, I was like, chill out, like take it down a few levels, because that's a good opportunity to kind of like reset yourself. Operate like a little easier so that at the end you've got a lot of gas to compete. That's kind of my tactic anyways.
It seems to have worked today.
Yep.
Now you're in the driver's seat, as I predicted.
Oh.
I also thought Lindsay was going to win too.
They should call you Matt Stradamus.
Actually, I try not to do too many like predictions, honestly, because you know, it's just let everybody do their thing, like Jack Bauer, and then he's wrong a lot, and then I'm right. And here's what I said to VJ before the race. I said, VJ, if you win today, I will say you're the best racer in the United States right now. If you come in second or third, I will say you are one of the best. And so he came in second, and now he's one of the best.
VJ's solid. Yeah.
But he's not Ryan Atkins. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he fell off the Z-wall. I didn't.
Boom! And you didn't fall off anything, right?
No. Clean race.
Clean race, eh?
Clean race, eh? Don't you know?
All right, so we don't have awards for like 3 hours. What should we do? Can we leave? Can we go shower?
Yeah, maybe there's a hot tub somewhere around here. We can all just go sit in for a while.
All right. Thanks for loaning me your jacket, bro. Do you want it back now?
Sure.
Okay. Tell everybody who you are.
My name's Faye Morgan.
The other Faye.
The other Faye.
The old Faye.
The old Faye. Faye Senior.
How'd you do?
Pretty good for me. I failed monkey bar, beater, and the rig.
Oh, dude.
Dumb, but
I'm just bummed for you. I'm not mad at you or anything.
No, I'm so happy. I grew up 25 minutes from this course, and my sister's here from Alaska watching me race for the first time. Total misery out there, but everyone's miserable, so what are you going to do?
Right.
This is fun. This is the Pacific Northwest.
Your face looks nice and muddy.
Muddy, I'm sure. My lips are blue. I can barely talk, but it's why we do this, right?
All right, well, good job, dude. I'm going to talk to these guys. Only because he likes me so much. Tell me your name, where you're from.
Rob Thorson. My brother
Eric Thorson.
Yeah.
Do you often get confused with the guys from Thor?
A little bit. We call ourselves the Skull Brothers. So
He looks a bit like him, right?
I got the hair going.
You got the hair and the beard. How did you do today?
I think I hit 30 spot on. Fell off the rig right at the second.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I was a little bit more in front of him because I passed him on that last rig. So probably around like 28th.
What is the age difference?
I'm 11 years older.
11 years older? What happened in your family?
Mom and Dad. A little surprise, I guess.
Do they call you just oops? Like, sorry?
Maybe. I don't know.
You're acting like it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal.
11 years, yeah. We got a sister in between. My wife's just finishing now, so she should be coming in.
So the whole damn family?
Yeah. Lindsay's on the pro team. My wife, Lindsay.
What's her last name?
Thorson.
Have I interviewed her before?
Son of Thor.
Have I interviewed her before?
I don't think so.
I gotta say, I've been to a lot of obstacle races. I don't know when it's been this wet and this cold for this long.
This is comparable to Seattle 2 years ago, and that's the last I remember it being this wet.
What's tomorrow supposed to be like? I was thinking of running tomorrow.
I don't know. We're flying home in a few hours, but I think it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I'm not racing tomorrow either. This is my first mud run race. I've always had dry races, and so this is kind of a first experience for me.
Like in Mesquite, Vegas, or Utah?
Is that where do you live?
We're from Utah. It's usually pretty dry there, so it's like, this rain stuff is new for me.
All right, I will see you guys in Utah, I guess. All right, be good. I'm going to go talk to this guy. Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, you can talk to me.
Johnny Lumalina, 4th place today.
4th place today, good sir, yeah.
How stoked are you about that?
I'm super happy. I had a little learning curve in the first 2 races, It's like, first race I came out really conservative on the obstacles. Second race, I missed the bell on the monkey bars, and that put me back real far. And then today I just came out, stayed calm through the obstacles, and just did my part on the running.
Did you run a clean race?
Yeah, I ran a clean race. There's like this box after the monkey bars. I'm not gonna lie, I lost like 30 seconds there.
I think it's called the box.
Maybe, I don't know. It took me like 5 tries. And then Ryan Kemp passed me right there. First try.
Did you see this guy after the race? Were you helping him?
Yeah, he carried me through the water.
No, this guy, so Kempson comes through the finish line and he plops over on my shoulder, and I'm like, wait, he's not saying anything. He can't form words. And then I carried him into a tent, and I was like, he's like, this happened last year. I don't know what's going on.
Can we delete this from history so I don't look like a little bitch?
The video is the best part. You got to go see the video.
Video of it?
I didn't tell you that?
I kind of heard, but I don't.
So I was videoing, and then I felt kind of odd because I thought maybe I should help. But here's the thing. Let the record show, okay, that they were trying to put clothes on you, and I was like, no, get the wet clothes off first. So I did that.
You haven't? Okay, cool.
But that's the smart thing to do is get someone out of the wet clothes.
I know you just wanted to get me naked.
Well, I did want to see your wang, but I'm just saying we took that off. So
be jealous.
So I made up for filming instead of helping by then taking off the. You want to see the video? It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I do.
Does your brother know you're okay? He probably saw my video in Freak Tank.
I talked to my girlfriend, so I don't know. Yeah.
Which one is that? I can't keep up with all your girlfriends and stuff.
I know. I had 3 or 4.
But did you hear about this guy? 4th place?
Yeah, I know. It was congrats.
We ran together in the river or something.
How much money did you win today?
We froze together in the river.
How much money did you win? Do you know how much money you won today?
I don't know. However much 4th place wins.
Well, first is $3,000, so 4th is probably like 50 cents.
Yeah, probably. It makes sense, It sounds about mud run money.
What was your placements in the first 2 races?
First race I finished 7th, 8th, because Woodsy technically finished wherever he finished. And then the second race I finished 14th.
Oh, that was a bad one.
Yeah, that was rough. And
that's why they should let you throw away one. Can we do that next year? Can we throw away one race?
No, fuck that. I think it's all right. Whatever. I mean,
that's because you're having a good year.
Of course. Well, with 4th, I mean, that's good points. He should bump up.
That's great points.
Because you finished ahead of Kirk and me. I don't think you can catch me, but probably 5th or 6th you jump up to. Well, you already jumped up to like 8th, right?
I was at 11th.
11th?
For the race.
Dude, do you understand you have to just beat Atkins the rest of the year and you'll win the title. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, well, that's easy.
Right?
Yeah, Big Bear, a 2-hour race. That's
all you have to do. Don't have to worry about anybody else. Just beat Ryan Atkins for 2 races.
I think I'll tie his shoelaces together at the start line. I don't know. We'll see. Big Bear's going to be hard. But Utah, Utah will have a big training block for us. I think everybody will be fresh, so that hopefully we'll be able to not let him run away with it.
Yeah, I'm excited for Big Bear. A big mountain race, lots of long downhills, so that'll be a good time.
Is that your wheelhouse?
I like to say that any course is my wheelhouse as long as I train for it. It's like if I come into a race saying this isn't my race, it's just stupid, man. You gotta be confident about what you're doing.
I know I asked you this already.
I definitely enjoy the mountain courses a lot more than the flat courses.
I know I asked you this already, but what is your background anyway?
My background?
Yeah, like what were you doing before OCR?
I played soccer.
No, he plays with his goats at home.
Yeah. I farm goats and cows. Yeah, no, my family has a ranch in Northern California. We have a bunch of cows and goats and a dog and peacocks and chickens. But before OCR, I did play soccer.
Professionally?
He did live in a barn, too.
Yeah, I do live in a barn. I played for San Jose Earthquakes at their development academy. So it was a elite level, I'd say. So, but it was a good time. Very different.
All right, good to see you, dude. Good job. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I was happy to see you coming fourth. I'm not supposed to have favorites or root for people, but sometimes I do.
All right, that's fair. I mean,
especially since Woodsy is just completely shitting the bed. I got to root for somebody who can finish our race.
Where the hell is Woodsy right now?
He went to go get warm.
Okay.
He said he'll be back for awards or whatever.
All right, for sure.
Maybe he won't, but anyway, all right, good to see you. They called you Lindsay Webster Atkins. That was like a new exciting thing.
That was a new exciting thing. I think I might tell them to just say Lindsay Atkins from now on.
Let's go for it. Let's do it. Let's just do it.
I don't know. Ryan and I both aren't fans of hyphenated names.
Hyphenated's dumb.
Well, I think it's just too long. I don't know. It's not like I have no hate for anybody else who has a hyphenated
Just be
name.
the Atkinses.
Yeah, exactly. And I think since we're both racers, people know his last name anyway. So.
Well, at one time, he was the known person. You were the unknown person, right? Then you started winning a lot of stuff.
Maybe they should just call us the Beakers or the Kermits. What do you think?
Okay, did you see that Beaker photo?
That was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
And we put all this investment into the Kermit thing, and now
he's Beaker.
This morning. Oh, but it was wet.
I made a fun little story this morning. Beaker came back.
Oh, okay.
Put his headband on this morning, Beaker.
It wasn't...
Right? Yeah. He's pretty cute.
He's cute now. Look at him now.
Yeah. Right now he looks like a little Michelin man. A babindum, I think is the word. Have you ever heard that? A babindum? It's I don't know, it's a big puffy thing.
A big puffy coat is an abindum?
A babindum. I don't know what it is. I know that whenever my niece is all bundled up, then they call her a babindum. So I assume that it's a cute little puffy thing.
Do you like Nicole as a person? What do you think?
I love Nicole as a person. Yeah. We'd hang out all the time.
We need more smack talk in OCR.
Yeah, we've been doing a little bit of it. I feel like the girls have been getting it. Yeah,
Can you step over here because then you. So Nicole is a very smart woman, an excellent racer. Yet she's been in wet clothes for an hour now, and
the change tent is heated. What? Yeah, the change tent is heated. This is the news of the day. I literally just spent half an hour in there. I was I'll brush my hair. Now I'll eat a cookie. And literally anything.
Honestly, are you changed yet or no?
Well, yeah, but I'm also just kind of delaying having to give this dry robe back to Johnny.
Oh, he doesn't mind. But I've noticed you slowly getting changed. Just get changed already.
I put sweatpants on, and then I realized they were wet, so I took them off, put my wind pants on instead.
This is Nicole, by the way, for those that don't know.
This is Nicole's brain on cold.
Did you see? I got a little video of what's his name of Kempson, and he's hypothermic. It's pretty funny to watch. Well, not funny. Now that he's okay, it's funny. If he died, it would be mean.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you know that shot? Remember that shot in Rise of the Sufferfest where Appleton is that's what he looks like.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Have you seen that movie, Rise of the Sufferfest?
I haven't.
God.
I know. I don't know.
Why aren't you guys in it?
I don't know, when they were filming that was they filmed that the year before my first year of racing. So Ryan and I were barely on the scene when that was being filmed. But
now you're superstars of obstacle racing. Maybe we should have a new TV show, The Superstars of Obstacle Racing.
I like your guys' other idea better.
Oh, who's on top?
Who's on top?
We need a song.
We need a jingle.
That's what I meant. All right, you guys. So when do you think they'll let us get out of here? Like, honestly, I don't want to stay here anymore, do you?
Not really. Be
When
nice.
it's sunny out, obstacle races are fun. You're in the festival area, you're having a beer.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm still not thinking right.
Will you race tomorrow?
Maybe.
Scoop up that easy money?
Well, wait. Tomorrow in the sprint? Yeah. Or the trail race?
Oh, I'm doing the trail race tomorrow. What you were thinking about doing the trail race?
I'd kind of prefer just to do the trail race.
Are you? What are you doing? Are you leaving?
I would totally do the trail race, but Ryan's like one of Ryan's best friends lives in Vancouver, so we're going mountain biking tomorrow here in Seattle. It's going to be muddy and cold.
All right, we'll have fun. I'll hang out with Nicole then. I'll hang out with Nicole and old Aaron Newell.
We're gonna be in Seattle hanging out with my friends.
Oh, so you're not going to the trail race either?
I don't know. We could do the trail race. What time is it? Is it later?
It's like 10.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
I know. That's why I'm going to do it.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
All right. Good talking to you guys. I'm starting to get cold.
Yeah, same.
If you need me, I'll be in the heated change tent.
Both men's and women's.
Did you know that I got a van?
You got a van?
No, you didn't. I talked to you yesterday and said, did you call my guy? And you said no.
No, but I have a van. It's like going to be in Denver in like a couple days.
Will it be at Big Bear?
And then hopefully it will be built out and in Big Bear.
Is Big Bear the next race?
Yeah.
Why is everybody running all of a sudden? All right. I'm going to talk to you later. Okay. Ryan Atkins is eating a cookie. Mark Batres.
Hey, how's it going?
You have your own hats.
Yeah, pretty nice, huh?
What's the G?
Gabriel. When I was born, I was like the most fair-skinned person in my family that they've ever seen in their lives. So I actually had blonde hair when I came out. So my mom named me after, my grandma named me after the,
the Archangel Gabriel.
Yeah, so Gabriel.
Do you know that's actually my middle name too? That's what the B stands for, Gabriel. Gabriel.
Gabriel.
How did you do today, buddy?
I did good. I got 6 today, so it was good race. Didn't feel anything. So, moving up slowly. But
where are you now in the points?
I'm moving up. So I got 15th, 12th, and 6th. So it's going good. Yeah,
you're trending in the right direction, as we say.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm happy with my performance today. I didn't think it was suited for me. It was a lot of like really uneven terrain the whole race, and I pretty much train on like trails that are like relatively manicured. So something like Tahoe, but like so this is not Tahoe running at all. But I had fun. Yeah.
So what's next, Big Bear?
Next is Big Bear. Yeah, next Big Bear, and that should be better for me. Dry course, nice, good weather. So hopefully it goes well there. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get warm, dude. I'm dying.
Yeah, it's fucking cold.
See you later, dude. It's perfect timing, ladies and gentlemen. I was just about to put away my recorder, but I'm looking at a very cold and very wet Harley Armstrong, a.k.a. Jason Harley. Yeah.
I'm not too cold, actually.
You actually look really strong right now, so I was hoping I'd see you with the spear, which I didn't. Did you make your spear?
I missed it.
No!
So close.
Did you make the Z-wall?
I was on the last peg, and I slipped off.
So you did 60 burpees in a row?
Yeah.
Did you fall off anything else? Let's get in the dry area here.
The helicoil? Whatever.
The what?
The spinny thing.
Right?
Yeah. The one that it spins the direction you're going.
Right.
I got the one that like spins with you. I got that one. And then I missed this one with the rings over here.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I didn't have it in me or something. So I did like 30 burpees right before the finish. It sucked.
Did you have fun?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I had fun.
How would you compare it to most of your Tough Mudder experience?
If you've been on a mudder course where they loop you back and forth a lot on like flat ground, that was this. So we had like 2 big hills at the beginning, which was fun, and some good, nice open areas, but they like to like run you for a bit, and then a ton of obstacles. The burpees suck, they take it out of you. So obstacle proficiency is huge, and I need to work on that if I want to do more of these. But I felt strong out there, felt like I was keeping pace with top guys at first, so.
I feel like if it wasn't wet, you probably would have had a much cleaner race, yeah? Because again, it's your first time seeing these things.
Yeah, I think Z-Wall, I would not have slipped on that for sure. And, well, I'm part of the problem with the helicoil one is...
Would you put your shirt on? I'm watching you freeze here.
I'm not cold yet.
Everybody's freezing. Didn't you do a dunk wall?
I did dunk wall, yeah.
Did you do Arctic Enema?
No, they didn't have that here. I don't know why. They really should. The river was cold. That was pretty brutal. I like that part of the race. They threw you in the river and ran you through it. So that was kind of cool.
I was really hoping to watch you because I hung out at the spear throw for a long time, but you never made it around. Do you know even how long it took you?
Hour 50, I think.
Okay, respectable, and 160 burpees, right?
120.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
But again, it's your first one ever, so.
It's kind of, I was just reminding myself that, trying not to get discouraged.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm very proud of you. We should go somewhere warm and, eat lunch. I'm not going to hang out here much longer.
I mean, I'm cool with whatever. You know me.
No, I know, but I'm saying, or do you just want to go, straight home?
I mean, food sounds great.
Let's do food. Let's find out what Atkins is doing and see if we can get some food from that guy. Did you bring a towel?
It's in the
This music is so goddamn. Oh, there we go. Okay, tell everybody your name, where you're from.
Nick Ryker from Southern Illinois.
John Penland from Fort Collins, Colorado.
John Penland. How was the end of your race today?
Pretty good. I ran clean, so that's always something that's positive, and finished 16th.
Did you go directly over the middle of the fire?
I did. I had to think about it to make sure I did it properly, though.
It was extra long today. If I was extra long for you.
So, what was your placement today?
I got 8th place.
That's phenomenal.
I know. I was about crying. Coming out of that A-frame cargo net, Steve Ham was videotaping me, and I was just had the biggest smile on my face because I didn't think I was going to get top 10 in one of these this year, and the training's just paying off, and I'm just so excited and blessed about it.
I'm really excited for you, too.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kevin Donahue said I was in 8th place at the Hercules.
What if he's lying, though? What if that guy lies?
I would have been really upset if he did because I was almost about to cry already. Yeah, because I knew all I had was the multi-rings, and that was easy. So I just had to...
I don't know. People fell off those multi-rings.
Yeah, I passed 2 people at the multi-rig because they fell off.
Right. And what was your placement?
16th.
And do you know, where you are in the series?
I think 12th or 13th or something.
I mean, there's money up to 10th or 20th. I can't remember.
I think it's 10th, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
How was the overall race?
It was very wet, muddy. You had to be really careful on all the obstacles, especially the Z-wall. I saw a bunch of people.
The fucking Z-wall, dude. VJ and Kent fell off the Z-wall. Did you hear that?
I did. It was helpful that we could use the post this time because they changed the rules so you could use the post.
Wait a minute, you can use the post?
You can, yeah.
Robert Copel said at the start line, said you can use the post to get around it, and I was looking around making sure he just didn't mess up.
Because I feel like then anybody could do it.
Yeah, I didn't know how.
That's the hard part, is the reach around.
Yeah, exactly. The reach around was the hard part, but the post you could kind of rock climb, counterbalance.
Yeah, I just hugged that thing like a monkey on a tree. That's pretty much what I was doing to get around it.
But what? Next week it'll change again. You guys watch. All right, well, good job today, dude. Hey, Ryan, come get out of the rain.
No, don't let him in.
I'm here with one Ryan Fick. How are you? Are you staying dry out there, buddy?
No, it is wet as a mofo out there.
I gotta be honest. I want to get out of here. I'll be honest. I like hanging out at Spartan. It's fun, but I want to get the F out of here and go eat some lunch.
My ride said the exact same thing. They're like, we're gonna leave right after podium. So
I don't even know if I'm gonna stick around for podium.
Wait, how long is that?
I don't know, but I got a bunch of interviews in here, so
they've got to do all the film review, so it could be a while before podium.
No, they just count some burpees for the top people.
Yeah.
Let's get old Dustin in here. Dustin Livengood. I see you have a quick plan to get dry.
Damn right, man. I am too little for this shit to be this cold.
How placement race person?
I'm pretty sure it was 1-1-1.
You were 111th?
Yeah.
That's good?
First age group, first over.
Oh, 1-1-1. That's what he meant.
Yeah, third, first.
You're dominating the age group.
Ooh. Yes, I am for the 40 to 44. So, and actually, I think I took overall today. I think I didn't get to check yet, but
what is the age group pricing in the U.S. National Series? Do you win any money at the end of the year, or just like a free race and a sandwich?
You get a big ass pat in the back.
That's it. But it still feels good.
It feels great
to be age group elite champion in your age group.
Yes, especially because it's a national championship.
Did you run a clean race?
Perfectly clean. It was hard as hell, but it was clean.
This is my man in here's first time, and he's pretty good on the old obstacles, but he fell off a few things.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Well, you should take heat from old Dustin here. He's little but mighty.
Little giant.
Good work, though. You said you've taken first every age group so far? Awesome.
40 to 44?
Definitely.
Thank God, because I want to be out of your age group, because when I start getting good, you'll still be good. Like when I'm in like the 50s, you'll still be good. And so
Try. I'm definitely going to try.
All right. Let's go eat lunch, dude. Tell everybody your name.
My name is Taylor Overmiller.
And where are you from?
I am originally from Hastings, Nebraska, currently residing in Portland, Oregon.
And would you describe the room that we're in right now?
We are in a Residence Inn suite in the little in-between living room space, sandwiched between two, what are these, full-size or queen-size bedrooms? They're looking like...
I think that's a queen.
Okay. Yeah, that.
That was very specific. We have a fireplace. I just noticed that.
We have a fireplace we can't use.
Why aren't we cranking that at night? Is it faux? Is like a faux fireplace?
Yeah, you have to buy the fake firewood specifically from the Marriott peeps here.
Did you look into this?
Yeah, I asked around about it because we were going to buy some wood or snatch some at the store, and then we decided our best bet might just be to bite the bullet and throw some throw pillows in there and just make it happen ourselves because we're committed to the game.
How would you describe that haircut?
My haircut?
Yes, sir.
My haircut is do-it-yourself. I just have my wife throw on a number 8 and get it done.
Number 8?
Yeah, number 8. It's like the attachment on the end.
No, I know what the numbers are.
Oh.
But
this
like 2, 3, 4 is usually sort of the max. Like 4 is like that big. So I don't know how you even get number 8.
I must just have like a crappy knockoff razor. I don't know. Yeah.
But you don't do the straight up, like just runners, just fucking buzz it because it's hot and sweaty. Because that's what I was doing for a long time.
So I've gone down to skin twice before and it didn't go out well. Like I looked like a Holocaust victim.
Right.
And I have very Aryan features, so I can look like a Nazi. So I got to be careful. And I have like this lumpy head. So going down to skin didn't work out well. And so
I don't know if you can tell many Holocaust jokes in 2019.
Okay, you can cut that part out.
It's very unwoke. I edit very little. I definitely don't edit content. So.
Okay.
I mean, I would edit like if like you drop the mic, but no, we're keeping it in there.
Okay.
And we're gonna know that you're a fucking Nazi sympathizer.
So that's all who's listening now. But yeah, this is my modern version of the. I used to do the military fade when I had to, and now I just got a little lazy with it. So here we are.
Were you in the military?
Twas, yes.
You say twas?
Mm-hmm. Is that the first person to ever use the word twas on
this podcast? Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. How long were you in the military?
Just a few years. I was in what's called the simultaneous membership program. So it's like being in two parts of the Army at the same time. So it's like ROTC plus National Guard.
So, but that means what?
So basically every day that I had college, I had to do something with the ROTC, whether that's like early morning physical training or go suit up and go out in the woods and do like mock missions or military science lectures. And then 1 week in a month, I drilled with the headquarters battery for field artillery.
And did this get your college paid for?
Yep. Just sell your soul to the military, and they'll help you pay for college stuff.
But you're not like stuck working with them forever, so it's not a bad deal.
No, yeah. I did the minimum. You just have a handful of years after college to pay your dues on the. I chose National Guard side. Whether you're active duty reserve or National Guard, you all train the same. And then it's like after college, that's when you kind of break off, and that's based partially on what you want and where they put you. But yeah, I always wanted it just to be something that supplemented my career, so I stayed National Guard side.
And what years was this?
'Twas 2010 to 2013.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever like afraid, like, oh man, they could call me up and send me somewhere?
I mean, yeah, I think when you enlist, you need to come in with the right mindset that like, okay, worst case scenario, I'm going to go to war and die. You kind of have to be like okay with that.
That doesn't sound like very fun.
No, which I'm not now, but when I was like 21, I was about it. I was a more patriotic person then, so the brainwashing worked. I was into it. But I never had anything. No, I mean, like most of my experience is just lots of training, officer training, and listening in on war stories from the badasses, the old guys.
How would you rate Top Gun as a war movie?
I mean, I give it 2 thumbs up, but I feel like that's not my place. It's before my time. It was already kind of like legendary when I came into the world.
Right.
You know, I'm an 80s baby by all of 2 months.
Right.
Yeah, November 89. So 80s was a good time. But yeah, I feel like I'm already just going with the flow of like Top Gun was awesome. I wasn't like in that initial like Top Gun just came out. How do you feel about it? You know.
They're making a sequel, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, so let's flip this. How do you feel about the Top Gun?
Well, it's recently become a very important movie in my life for lots of reasons I can't get into right now.
Okay.
But I saw it in the theater a couple times. And, you know, we watched Tom Cruise become a movie star right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
So that movie and what was the NASCAR one? Days of Thunder came out like kind of back-to-back years. And it was like, oh my, this guy's the man, right? He's got the super hot wife. So
you just got to get the camera angles right because you can't find out how short he really is.
Well, that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. Like yesterday, we made we were talking about Fast Five because Johnny Lima, I can't even say it, where he's from.
The dude, yeah.
And we made a Fast Five joke. I said, oh, is it like that? Where like the cars are fucking going over the fucking, and he's like, no. And we were talking about that. So it's like for The Rock to fight Vin Diesel, you got to use some tricky camera angles.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because The Rock is a monster.
He's a specimen.
Right.
Yep.
And Vin Diesel's like, is he as tall as Gorski even?
I mean, he's like Hollywood huge. You get the angles right and he looks like big, but then he lands up next to The Rock.
All right. So you are big in the Portland obstacle scene.
I like to think so.
Which is not that big. Right?
It's huge. You watch your mouth. No. It's we have a nice little scene going. We have local options, and we are an active, thriving, enthusiastic community looking to continue to build.
Is that on the pamphlet that you wrote? Because that sounds very...
No, but I just wrote that off.
All right, so your first race was when?
My first obstacle course race?
Yeah.
Was the Spartan race 4 years ago now. Going on 5. It was actually the nationally televised NBC race. And it was my first obstacle course race ever, but I was one of the features in the... So I worked at this place called Molecular Testing Labs. So the story goes, after college, I put my biology degree to use for a couple years in this genetics lab. So I was working as a scientist, and I found out about these obstacle course race things. And so I had a good relationship with one of the co-founders and was basically sending him an email like, hey, I see that, you know, there was talk about like trying to get the whole place active and do some, you know, how corporate challenge or some crap. And they had Spartan races offering like corporate discounts. I was like, hey, maybe we could put together a team. And so he ran with it and passed that off to like our media people, and they contacted Spartan. We're like, hey, we're going to send out a bunch of people. Anyways, like this talk started, and NBC ended up coming out and like filming us and featuring us. Because I guess those that remember when NBC would put stuff on TV, they'd have like those hour segments, and it was like a third of it was contributed towards like the elite performance. A third of it was like feel-good stories.
On the hills of Snohomish, Washington.
Yeah. And then the other.
So did Sal Masakela talk about you? Like, did you get to hear him talk about you?
Who?
Sal Masakela. He was he's the voiceover guy. He's the X Games voiceover guy.
Yeah.
And then we got him. NBC got him for the Spartan year.
Yeah.
Where basically it was honestly the same show for about 4 years. Like you could transpose the city. It was like on the hills of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
7,000 racers descend upon Amelia Boone and Rose Wetzel. It was the same fucking show.
It was that, yeah. Like on the hills of Vancouver. And
exactly.
Gene Machine, because we were like a genetics lab. So, they have like a feature where it's like Taylor Overmiller and shows me like getting my homemade spears out of my back.
Sweet.
I'm like, hope these things work. And I'm wearing this like epic Jesus Skywalker shirt, whereas like...
If I go to the YouTube right now, is it still there? Because usually those things end up living on YouTube if you Google them.
You know, maybe. I'll have to shoot you a link.
But that's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It was cool, but it was like, so all this pressure, part of the reason I was a feature is because they all knew I ran in college. So they're like,
where did you go to school?
So I ran for a year at a small Division I school called University of Missouri, Kansas City.
Okay.
And then I transferred to Northwest Missouri State, which is a D2 school in Northwest Missouri.
Well, you're still better than Bracken. Bracken ran a Division III school, so you're still better than him.
So I ran at bigger schools in Bracken. I think his PRs beat mine. But I have a soft spot in my heart for both him and Rose Wetzel because we're all 800-meter converts.
Oh,
so, yeah.
All right. I like Bracken a lot. I make fun of anybody. I make fun of him whenever I can because he went to Division III.
He's
no Ryan Woods. NC State. I mean, he's legit.
Yeah, I mean, Woods was a trials qualifier. He's got...
It's funny. I've been interviewing him a lot lately, and I forget what he was actually doing. He actually did like the semi-pro thing. So he was out. He was like on one of those like Nike like farm team things that they have, I guess.
Yep.
So, But yeah, but it's like, I think it was just so long ago for him, he kind of doesn't care, but it's like a huge deal at the time because after you finish college, what are you going to do? Like you said, there's no pickup running leagues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's weird because the world of running, it's like all individual. So like professional runners don't have a league going to bat for them like the NFL,
right.
MLB. So it's very like individualistic, case by case basis. Like what deals can your agent get you? And that's why there's this huge disparity where it's like you have the Ashton Eatons and Usain Bolts that are making bank and like never have to worry. And then you have the people that are consistent Olympic trials qualifiers
that you've never heard of.
Right. It's like the people that make it far on American Ninja Warrior. They don't actually make a dime off that stuff. But they're close, right? They're like close enough to keep trying to cross that threshold of making it big. But
unless you're Casey.
Unless you're Casey.
Or Jesse. Jesse's making a few bucks. Jesse Graff.
Jesse's doing well. I think Casey did a good job of getting out. She, frankly, like I think the sport had grown enough in popularity and the talent level had gotten to a point where she was becoming irrelevant. So
she pivoted, baby.
She converted out, yeah. WWE. Her and Ronda Rousey are now there, which is kind of funky.
Well, I think Rousey's already on the way out. She was already talking shit. I follow wrestling a little bit. She was already talking shit a few months ago, and it's interesting because, like in professional wrestling, you have to be either really good at wrestling or really good at shit talking, and she's definitely not good at the shit talking. Like she's like a bad actress. You know what I mean? And it's not like in today's wrestling, you've got to be. You know what I mean? Even if they hate you, they've got to hate you for the right reasons.
Yep.
And so I think she's already on the way out.
Yeah.
But anyway, and we'll see how Casey does, because what can Casey do? She's tiny. So what can she do besides flip around a lot? But that's a thing now in wrestling. We're going to see what the long-term thing is.
Yeah.
But Jesse came along, and like Jesse's like taller and, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Jesse's badass. She pole vaulted for Nebraska. So I was actually just the other day talking with one of these guys about how I wonder if she was at some of the track meets that I was at, because we compete at Nebraska often. But
well, you know what, my friend, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make your. I feel like this is like a. What do they do? Those things in ESPN where the kid's like dying of cancer and he's 6, and we make your dream come true.
Help me, make me cool.
I think if we can get you to meet Jessie Graff.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Well, I only met her because they had that TMX, and she showed up at that and was horrible at it because she's not strong.
Yeah.
But she was still there, and I got to interview her a couple times. But now she might even be too big for me. You know what I mean? Like she might be like, I'm not gonna fucking talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, their skill set's very specific, so it's interesting to me when they try to get them to convert over to like TMX or $1 Million Mile. It's
right.
Like, I don't know if they can run really. Like,
right.
That's not their thing.
Well, I got to say though, I got even more respect for Ninja because I was at the tryouts, as I said, and it's like I don't watch it for the same reason most people don't. Right? It's like, oh, how much cancer do you have? That whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
They play the drama card pretty hard.
Right, but the athleticism is still like whatever.
Yeah.
But actually watching it live and knowing that the tiniest misstep and your year is over, not just that your run is over, but literally your year is over, is like,
yeah.
And so watching, even people I didn't know, like it was cool to see some names, but even the like Joe whatever, like you feel that, dude, when they fall off, you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
See you next year, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. You don't know if you're going to get the call back. I think people right now are getting calls back. So there's some broken hearts as we speak.
Well, it's interesting because it sounds like you've kind of like, you spent some time working in Ninja Gym. So do you like playing in like both, or do you really want to focus hard OCR? Like, what are you?
I dabble in both. So a big thing for me was in college. I mean, I loved being a collegiate athlete. I think is a great thing. Anyone that has a chance to do it, I say do it for sure. But I spent 8 years of my life straight training year round to be better at running 2 laps fast on the track. So there is lots of things I couldn't do. Yeah.
Say it like that, it sounds shitty. It sounds boring.
It sounds shitty. It was great. I loved it. But like you become very specialized, and it's one of these things where anyone that's on a college sports team knows, like if you're playing intramurals, it's a secret. Like coach is going to be pissed. You're not supposed to play intramurals. You're supposed to save your body for like just this specific thing.
Right.
So there are all these other fun things going on around me that I didn't really get to partake in. And honestly, it always got under my skin a little bit. Like I always wanted to be able to perform like a runner, but not look like a runner. Right. I didn't want to be like scrawny, lean guy. So there's always like these extra athletic skills that I wish someone could justify keeping a little upper body strength in running.
I would draft you as a receiver for my intramural football team if we went to the same school.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Like that's kind of like the build you have, right?
That'd make my old man happy. He played a little quarterback at K-State, and so did my younger brothers.
Really?
I can receive for you guys still, yeah.
That's awesome.
My little brother played not there, at the small Hastings College hometown.
But your dad went to K-State.
Yeah, he was like backup QB for a season or two, and then got started to try to get serious about vet school because he didn't have that good of grades, so he had to choose his battles. But yeah, so then I started. Honestly, I got out of college and realized like it was really hard for me to keep trying to find old guys that want to sprint. You know, like doing all fast twitch stuff is really cool in high school, but then you get out of college, it's like the opposite end of the spectrum where everyone wants to do a 5K to a marathon and that's it. So like finding training groups and stuff was really tough, and like just putting yourself into meets unattached at the community college, it's just not the same. So I started to kind of branch out, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to train these other things. So I started training at the parkour gym and ninjaing around a little bit and just doing this alternative stuff that I always wasn't able to because for the risk of injury. And yeah, ended up getting pulled into OCR. And after that first race, I kind of got hooked. But I do definitely dabble in ninja. I was the first coach hired on to the American Ninja Warrior gym in the Portland area. And actually, as of right now, I've done more ninja competitions than I have OCRs for 2019.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you won any?
No, I mean, so what's tough is like, there's this move called a lache. It's like where you swing.
I know what a lache is.
Okay, good, cool.
I'll explain it to the listeners to prove how amazing I am.
Yeah.
So, say two monkey bars are far enough apart that you can't actually reach it. You can't actually just swing to it. You have to lache to it. So you're going back and forth like a trapeze artist, and you lache to the next movement. Am I correct?
Yep, exactly.
Boom.
So ninja features like laches and
Right.
like upper body plyometric movements that aren't really things OCR athletes practice because we don't have to.
Right.
So those kind of things are tough in their competitions. Like I have a good lache, but it's rusty, you know. So my general rule of thumb is like I kind of have two fitness indicators that let me know if I'm ready to race very competitively, at least at the local scene, and it's getting my 5K under 18 minutes, and then if I can just come in hot at a ninja comp and like place middle of the pack, like not even do great, but just not get creamed by all the obstacles, then I'm probably those two factors combined to
All
make
right.
me good.
Let's break something down a little bit. I'll give a little hot take here. You
Okay.
ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Once your obstacle proficiency gets good,
Mhm.
right? And let's not talk about yesterday where it's just a fucking shit show, and even the pros are falling off things. The average obstacle race, the obstacles aren't so hard that you can't do them, right? Everybody in the elite wave should be able to get them.
Yep.
Right. And I'm okay with that, by the way. I don't want like 10-mile rigs. They do some of that shit over in Europe, and that's a whole different thing. But that's a whole different debate whether they should or shouldn't be harder. But basically, once you get good enough, you're working on your grip strength, you're working on your core enough that you can master those obstacles. It's really about, it seems to me, great. Now all you can do to get better is get faster. And I don't think people do that enough. I think people are like still, doing fucking rock climbing for 8 hours a week or whatever. And it's like, great, you're good at that, but you're not going to catch anybody unless you get faster. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I think like
there's a threshold of good. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But then you still need to, this graph, if we're doing a graph, going this way, you still got to get faster, or who cares?
Yeah, I mean, the sport's going to continue to grow, and it's a numbers game, right? More participants equals larger talent and athlete pool, which means higher level of competition every year. And this is one thing that's hard for people getting into the sport. They don't realize if they placed top 10 in their age group 2 years ago, placing top 10 in their age group now, it's a much bigger feat, right? Like
completely different.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jack Bauer, we can look at amazing stats like that. I don't know if you follow Jack Bauer and his
the
amazing
ranking
stats.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So, I agree. The sport's getting to a point where, like, you get passed on an obstacle. And I think, honestly, most often it's more of a mental thing than anything, right? Because, like, now, okay, you and I go through a rig, and we started at neck and neck, and you came out the other end just 4 seconds faster. But that's still a little surge I have to put on to close that gap. And it's like runners only have so many surges to reestablish contact until a move gets put on. You just can't respond. So, there's not that many of the obstacles that are big enough that I'd say like they're make or break as far as like, oh, well, he didn't go through the monkey bars fast enough, so it significantly impacted his race. Like if you passed it, you're probably okay. The carries definitely last a long time. I usually look at it as like time percentages, right? Like the vast majority of the percent you spend on the course is between the obstacles. So that's why it makes sense to put most of your chips in the corner of running, because moving between the obstacles is what you spend most of the race doing. And then after that, there's certain obstacles like the heavy carries where you spend a larger amount of time.
But I'm saying they're not putting enough chips into running. They're still focused on, they're just training, and it's fun for them, and that's fine. But if you want to get better, I'm saying currently there's not enough. People need to work more on getting faster, and I was asking if you agreed with that thought, especially since you dabble in both worlds. Let's take our friend to the right here. Right? Once he can do all the obstacles, right? Again, not tomorrow, not yesterday, because it's a shit show. But even then, like if you're that much stronger, but just for the average obstacle race, once you can do all the obstacles, and yes, someone can do it a second or two faster, but now you got to close this gap called Ryan Atkins is 5 minutes faster than me, and how do I close that 5 minutes? And I don't think people focus enough on that. That's what I was asking if you agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I say there's definitely something to be said about efficiency too.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I watched it at TMX. So Corinna Coffin, like these massive fucking CrossFitters were ahead of her, and then I saw her at Funky Monkey 2.0 or Revolution, and her just like whoosh, and she's off it, and that other person's still on it. Yeah, mentally they're like, fuck, I gotta now repass her again. But I was just saying, so absolutely obstacle efficiency is important, but people don't put enough time on speed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. It's your podcast. I have to agree.
You don't have to agree with me. I just maybe I
agree.
Maybe people are gonna say, dude, get off it.
I concur.
You made your point.
I concur.
Okay, then that's all that matters. That you agree with me.
Yeah. Just don't kick me off the podcast. If anyone's still listening, I don't know after that first comment.
Seriously, don't get hung up by it. And it's kind of a joke I make all the time now. Like in Discord, whenever somebody makes like a joke, I'm like, I don't think that's very woke. Like I don't think you can, because you can't, because the world is very sensitive now. I'm someone who does make a lot of inappropriate jokes. So it's just fun calling people out on it.
You can test them too and see how they react, because the listeners can't see body language, so they can be like super nervous and jittery here, and you can just internally crack up. And no one else gets to share in that joke but you, but it still might be worth throwing out there. Like sadistic person that would, you throw that joke out there.
Well, the people who've been listening a long time who know me, like my people, like they'll message me, like I'll get texts during a thing, and they'll be like, I got that joke. I'm like, thank you.
Got it.
Right?
Nice.
So it's good.
Yeah. You're witty.
Taylor says I'm witty, ladies and gentlemen. I am witty. So, all right, so tell everybody about your show. What's your show called?
My
podcast
business. Yeah. So,
or your business first, I guess.
Let's do it. Well, that's the lead in. So, one-man company, one man as of right now, called Portland Outdoor Athletics.
ORM is a one-man company. Well, one guy taking a salary.
Yeah, there you go. Living the dream.
Right?
The American dream.
Right.
So right now the foundation of my business is one-on-one personal training, but the plan was always to branch out. So right now the first branch is a podcast. So Portland Outdoor Athletics Podcast is very new. So set the bar low, folks. But if you want to check it out, it will remind you how good ORM is. It'll give you a comparison.
We all, as I said, we all start somewhere.
It's fun though. I get to talk about what I'm passionate about, and I think other people find it interesting. And as long as I do a good job of bringing in, get the right guests that have cool stories, everyone can benefit. Whether you're competitive or recreational level athlete, or honestly just and on the couch you're looking for some motivation.
And what podcasts are you in your current, what do you listen to on a weekly basis?
Well, okay, so I'm only not even a full year into listening to podcasts. I finally decided that on my way, I go mobile for my sessions. They're all outside, my personal training. So I spend significant amount of windshield time each day. So I decided hey, I should probably use my time more wisely than getting amped up listening to music on the way to and from. Maybe I should learn something about my industry and stay in the know. So I've been listening to yours, Obstacle Dominator, Overcome and Run. I've tried out lots of them, and I mean, let's be honest, the bar is low for a podcast. All you have to have, a cell phone is all you need, right? That's all I'm currently using. So there's lots of people that just record themselves kind of rambling and talking, and it doesn't go anywhere. So some of those I test out an episode or two, and I'm like, kind of move on. But as of right now, I just listened to my first few I Am Spartan podcasts. Like I said, though, I wasn't lying. You're really good about being first to the trending topic. So if you want an update on when I wanted to know what the hell happened with Tough Mudder, you had that, you were on that. Or my issues I've had with terrain racing, you ORM, and you were also a resource for that, to find out am I an outcast here, or
right.
Oh no, they're screwing other people over too. Okay, this is the thing that happens. So.
Do you listen to any non-OCR podcasts?
Yeah, Joe Rogan. I listen to Joe Rogan podcast initially just to kind of hear what makes a successful podcast.
Right.
But also I find his stuff interesting. I'm kind of a nerd. I'm curious about everything, and Joe seems to be that same way a little bit. So he'll bring people on that are just into some weird niche that they can ramble about, and yeah.
I would say if you want to be a podcast host, I think being curious is probably like, I would say number one.
Yeah.
That's because that's kind of what I learned about myself is like, oh, if I'm genuinely curious about this, other people probably are too.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, then that's okay. But genuinely, like, oh, this like I'm interested in this. It's like, okay, well, so are other people. So
yeah,
that's kind of like how I roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's funny how some people that are super interesting don't know it. Like I was recently talking to a guy. He's like 2-time American Ninja Warrior, owner of Hawaii's first OCR, and he's like, "No, I think I'm boring."
Was it Grant?
And he's all, "No, it was not Grant. No,
Grant is not boring.
No,
I really like that guy.
Yeah, he seems to have a lot of personality. It was Kapu Geisen. He has a lot of personality too.
Right.
I just got to remind him that he is interesting.
Oh, okay. I don't know that guy, but I met Grant a couple times, and yes, he's like this exaggerated version of himself, and that's his like shtick. But like he really is like a good guy.
Yeah.
And like he's like big Jesus dude, and so like we kind of joked about that because like I'm a Jew, not a big Jesus dude.
Yeah.
But like so like if you're gonna be a big Jesus guy, like you got to be able to take yourself a little like you got to, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of connected that way. Anyway, I like that guy a lot.
Yeah. Nice.
Sorry, Siri was just talking to us.
You good?
Thanks.
Surprise guest, Siri.
All right, well, tell people where to find your stuff.
PortlandOutdoorAthletics.com if you're interested. What else should I do? I should give some shout-outs. I mentioned Ninja Warrior Gym earlier, so if you're in the Portland area, Urban Warrior is where I've been frequenting. Also like to rock Climate Planet Granite. I don't know how many plugs I can do.
You can do as many as you'd like. You can do as many as you'd like.
Yeah. My lovely wife Tasha, because she lets me do these things.
How long are you married?
How long have we been married? 4, 5 years. I should know this.
Kids, no kids.
Yeah, no kids. Yeah.
It's okay. I got married on New Year's Eve, so it's always tough for me to do the math. It's really I have to really think about it.
Yeah, it was 13. So I guess God, it might be 6 years now. Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm still in my 20s. We got some months left.
Kids, no kids?
No kids.
Okay. Do you want to have kids?
I do, yeah.
I highly recommend it. If you want them, then just fucking go for it. Matt is over there agreeing with me. Matt Gorski, VJ Shoes, the reason we're all here today. If you're not sure, then be not sure. But if you're doing, I'm like, people like always waiting for the right time. Same thing with getting married. There is no right time. If you want to do it, just dive in and swim. Can I get an amen? Amen, brother. Get an amen from old Matt over there.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what my old man says, so sounds like the advice is.
But it's tough to listen to your old man, so like you can listen to people outside.
Truth.
Right? Because like for a long time, like whatever your dad says is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Which I know is coming from my sons, right? They're going to be like, whatever, Dad.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be an anti-OCR movement coming, I'm sure, because it's what I'm into. So I'm sure they'll be like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of like it now, but you know what I mean?
They're going to push it back.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
What's your OCR shoe of choice?
VJ. The VJ Extremes, got to go with them.
Yeah?
Hard plug, yeah. I raced all last year in the X Talons. And I mean, those did me well, but I really do think these Extremes are doing better for me.
I mean, listen, these pros aren't stupid.
No.
They're not wearing them just because a guy says these are nice and here's a free pair, right? So if you look at the start line, bro, that yellow and what color are they?
Green. It's like a fluorescent yellow, and
they stand out, and it's like they're legit, dude.
Yeah. Well, the results don't lie, right? Like, what more could Albin have won last year in those?
What about well, Atkins wore the IROCs yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Also VJs.
What did you wear yesterday?
I wore the VJ Extremes.
Right.
And my race didn't go well, but my shoes did great.
Well, that's right. Are you going to try the 3s when they come over?
Yeah, I'll definitely have to.
I want to try. He told me, what's the other one? The big... The Max.
Max.
The VJ Max.
2 X's. Wait, does it have an A in it? I thought you guys did away with vowels. Extremes, XTRM.
It has an A.
Oh, okay. I'm a little disappointed in that part, but the rest should be cool.
MAXX?
I thought it was your thing. It's all caps and no vowels. VJ.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think VJ Jones should wear VJ shoes?
There's lots of confusion. We were talking about this. Like, I think at some point we're going to cross this breaking point where he's just going to give up and sign on because he's just like getting so sick and tired of being associated with the brand without.
Well, I posted yesterday when we were eating, and I was like, I'm here with Matt from VJ, and I started typing it, and VJ Jones popped up, so I just left it. I was like, I'm here with Matt from VJ Jones. I mean, VJ Shoes.
Yeah, I mean, there's this convergence where eventually they're just going to think
But you know what? He's super young. What if he gets older? And he's like, I'm not VJ anymore. I'm Victor James or whatever the fuck it stands for. What if that happens? Because you know that happens when people are young and they're like, hey, I'm not Pac-Man anymore.
Then they want
I
to
met
own the
Pac-Man,
name.
by the way, and he's back to Pac-Man.
Okay, you can go back. I guess Snoop Lion did it. So it's an option.
Come on, man. He's Snoop Dogg. I mean, come on, dude.
No, he had that Rasta.
I know, dude. I know, but that wasn't a real
Yeah,
thing.
it was weird there for a while. Lil Wayne was trying to rock. Yeah, people lost themselves.
Right.
But VJ, well, now you open the can. What's his real name?
Well,
Does anyone know?
That's a great question. Maybe it's like the B and Matt B. Davis. Maybe no one fucking knows.
I was going to ask you that. Why the B?
Because
why not the full middle name?
Because it's become like a thing.
But so who's the real Matt Davis
Well,
or the
okay.
original Matt Davis that you do not want to associate with?
All right, so let's back up a little bit. If you Google the term Matt Davis, you are going to get a lot of people.
Mhm.
A lot of people, including some that are famous.
Mhm.
Right? There's an actor named Matt Davis. There's this comedian named Matt Davis. Like, there's a lot of them in the world. And, like, you know, insurance salesman in Seattle, right? There's just a lot of people. It's a very common name.
Yeah.
John Smith, Mark Jones. Like, these are common names.
Yeah, they're schmucks.
So very early on in life, I started being Matt B. Davis, and it's paid off because I'm Matt B. Davis on all the platforms.
Mhm.
And if you Google Matt Davis, you get 1 million people. If you Google Matt B. Davis, you only get me. I'm the top search everywhere.
Works. Yeah.
Right? So there you go.
Yeah.
But it's fun that nobody knows. So that just
it's
kind of
mystery.
It's like if
Okay.
you get seriously tight, like if we stay in another hotel together, maybe you get to learn.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Maybe.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like at least 2.
It's going to take drinks. I got
Actually,
drink
now
tickets.
that
I'm gonna find out today.
now that I think about it, I don't even think Harley knows, and Harley stayed with me like 10 times.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't ask, which is why he's a good friend. He doesn't push.
Okay, true.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like taking the virginity. Like you got to get a little Vaseline. You can't just fucking barge in there.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
By the way, it's 7:17 a.m.
Never too early.
So I don't know that I've ever done a podcast this early, like an actual, like I've done World's Toughest where we've like been awake this long, or like Iceland, but like just fresh out of bed, like let's start and have a podcast. But dude, honestly, like if I didn't like you, I wouldn't do this, right? And like
Thanks.
last night we were riffing, we were having some fun, we were having some laughs. I was like, oh, this could be a good podcast because you were talking about not getting paid by terrain, and you were talking about you were talking about the Portland obstacle scene. But honestly, okay, so let's be real though, okay? Like, listen, of course you love your city, but don't you see how economically Spartan can't be in every town? Like, they just can't be.
I see that. I definitely wish there were more OCR options west of the Rockies. Like, we have a huge active running scene. There's so many athletes that...
But SoCal, NorCal, there's a shitload.
There's, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, Savage, Bone Frog, they don't come out here, conquer the gauntlet. Actually, this is the first year I'm going to be traveling east. My wife and I, we're going to catch a Conquer the Gauntlet Savage race because...
You're going to do both?
We're going to do both, yeah.
I love Savage. I've done one Conquer the Gauntlet and liked it, but I love Savage.
Yeah, well, it's because, like, hell, after this last year, I mean, I never would have thought the Tough Mudder would be going through the issues they're going through this year. I never thought TMX was going anywhere. So all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, is everyone dropping off the face of the planet? I need to hurry up and hit these races I've been wanting to hit before they're gone. And because, yeah, I mean, the whole terrain race thing, and they're not competitive. Tough Mudder's not competitive. It's like the only options we really have out here are following the Spartan scene. There's this huge jump, right? Either we're following the national circuit by trailing the Spartan races, or you're sticking to local, trying to support the mom and pop shop races and keep them going.
Right.
So, yeah, I try to play both sides of that.
Which Savage are you doing?
The Boston and Texas. One of the Texas ones. Austin.
All right, next year come to Georgia. They do one in the spring and one in the fall.
Okay.
You can even stay at my house.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how nice I am.
Yeah, I'll do it. I've been looking forward to it. I know Benny Gifford races. I got to race him in one of the train races this past race, and it was nice meeting him. And he does lots of those and seems to really talk them up and enjoy them. I mean, and that guy's done a lot of races, so he knows if it's good or bad. So
Right? Ryan
yeah.
Woods just won the Georgia Savage race.
Yeah. I've heard Woods has been dabbling in some Savage as well.
Right?
Yeah. So that's cool.
All right, well, listen, it was good talking.
Same.
And if you have any like podcast questions, I'm happy to help, dude.
Yeah,
if I like you, I'm happily like, you know what I mean? Like we're all like, yes, we're competitive, right? But just like racing, you can still be friends with people and compete on like race day. So yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, and I can talk myself down too. I'm not really a threat. I'm only interested in being like a big impact in the Portland area. So I'm not coming for you.
Dream big, my friend. Don't dream so small.
Okay. All right. Who knows? Everyone might be listening to the Portland Outdoor Athletics podcast.
I'm telling you, you're going to get at least a couple of downloads based
yeah.
on people checking you out. And listen, don't like delete your old ones because it's fun to go back and listen to because you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so bad. But yeah, dude, like invest in like a little microphone. That's all you got to do.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it. Well, I am currently at 64 total listens and 1 subscriber by yours truly, the VJ King here.
Listen, I'm telling you, listen. We all start with 0 listeners. We all start with 0 followers on Instagram, and you grow people one at a time. I'm telling you. So I'll give you some more free advice. You ready?
Let's go.
If people are listening and giving you feedback, you got to really respond to them.
Mhm.
Like if they're going to bother to give you a like or a comment, you got. Yes, shut up, Siri.
What up, Siri?
Treat those like I try to like I get a lot of hits on Instagram and stuff, and I try to get back to every single person because like. You make those people just like it's a restaurant. You want to serve every customer like they're like the only people there and make them feel good and blah blah blah.
Yep. Yeah. Try to get your level. You're on top of it.
All right, dude. Talk soon.
Yep.
Peace out.
Bye.
Did you see today?
No, I couldn't, but I've been reading like all the comments all over.
Well, by the way, we're talking about Tiger Woods, and he won today, and I think everyone in America, I feel like, was rooting for him.
Finally.
Maybe all over the world, except for maybe the guy that came in second.
Well, yeah, but it's not like he wasn't rooting for him. I don't think he was like totally pissed off.
Well, I just like, it's like, did anyone think it was going to be possible? Even I was like, we were talking about it yesterday, and it was like, well, it's Tiger on Sunday at the Masters. It's like, I know, but it's not. You know, it's not the Tiger that we knew would absolutely crush it on Sunday at the Masters. So to see him do it, I feel like he should quit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he came back and retired at the top. Yeah.
Right? Like, I know, like, as an athlete, I'm sure that's the last thing he's thinking. He's probably like, no, I'm just getting started.
Exactly. Like
I'm going to win 5 more. We're totally watching Tiger. We should not be doing this on a podcast, but it's like, it's such a huge deal. It's like the last time he won was it 10 years ago?
I'm not sure about the number, but if I can remember, like...
Can I ask how old you are?
29.
What? So when you started obstacle racing, you were like 21?
23, I think.
No.
Yeah, I just looked younger.
Okay, so what do your friends call you?
Chikorita.
Nobody calls you Alex?
No. It's weird when someone calls me Alex.
Well, because like obviously you're Chikorita. To me, you're Chikorita. Social media, you're Chikorita. But when they show your name on the like Athlinks, it's like Alex, Chikorita, Retos, Verdania, right? Can you just have them say Chikorita?
Well, I'm getting there.
Do you like when did you get that nickname?
Before I started racing, like Moitz called me like Chikorita, and someone overheard it, and it was like easier to say Chikorita instead of Rodina.
Who so overheard it?
Well, it's like someone at the race, like it started like spreading, like, oh, that's Chikorita, and I was like, that was like a personal thingy between us, and it stuck, and it's fun.
No, it's great. How about like even like the spelling of it?
Oh, that's because if you like just write it Chikorita as it is, it's a Pokemon. So you need like to, if you're gonna search in Google for my name and you write it with the CH1K0R1TA, my photo appears. But if you write it like Chikorita with a C, you get the Pokemon.
Well, you understand that's why if you write Matt Davis in Google, you get this famous actor who is in like Final Destination and some other movies. So if you put in Matt B. Davis, you get me. So I understand. I can relate. So you started obstacle racing when? What year?
When the first, I think was 2013 at the end of the year when it got to Mexico. And I wanted to do it because it looked like something fun to do. And I podiumed and I was like, oh, I might be good at this thing. Like, let's give it a try.
Were you like track in high school or college?
I never ran.
What?
No. I did taekwondo and I did rowing. Yeah.
Who did you row for?
I did rowing in Mexico, like for it's local, like local teams, and then you just go like to the regionals and championships to see like if you get the team.
First Masters win since 2005, largest gap in Masters history. So that's more than 10 years. That's
Now the question is, can he keep it up, or should he quit?
well, that's what we just said.
But yeah, but what?
Wait, is this today? All right, is this today? We have to watch this, so I might have to edit this later, but I don't really care. No, that's the Val Parasso Championship. That's the last championship he won. That was the last.
He looks the same. Like he didn't age at all.
Right.
Maybe that's the secret.
So, how could you be fast and never have run before? That's what I don't understand.
Because I wasn't like my first 10K was like 44 minutes, and I had to like put a lot of work to drop it like to 36 low, 35 high. I think I'm like, I really put on an effort because I enjoy it, and I have worked like really hard, like to get where I'm at. But it's because I enjoy it. I was very slow when I was a kid. Like I did 5K like in 45 minutes or more. Like
right. That's my 10K speed right now, by the way. It's okay. I don't take offense. I'm not very fast. Is this today now? Nope, it's still at the Vast Bar. So how did you hire a coach? Like, what did you do?
I started like self-coaching. Then I hired a coach, and I did well with him for a while. But it was like no one has ever like trained me for obstacle course racing. It was like for road racing, and I did good. And I dropped my times like. On that time, I managed to break the 3-hour bar for the marathon and stuff. But then I wanted to do more ultra running, and he was like just into like no, you gotta focus like in 5K and 10K because that's where you got potential.
Right.
But I don't enjoy it, so I switched, and now I'm just like focusing more into ultras and stuff.
So you're like moving away from obstacle.
I've never enjoyed the obstacles. I enjoy the running part.
Like you're not like a big, strong person.
Well, I like lifting and stuff, and I like for a runner, I'm bigger.
Right.
But for an obstacle course racer, I'm not that big.
Right.
But I don't know. It's weird. It's like I enjoy some obstacles, but it's harder for me to like get like focused with so many things going on. Like people are running on the obstacle, and I can't like get into my own zone, and just simply running, like for some strange reason I end up alone. Like for example, I just did the New York half marathon, and it's like zillions of people running at the same time, and if you see the pictures, I'm on myself. Like I always find the way to move away from people and just enjoy my run.
Right. Did you have a good time? Did you have like a PR? Good.
No, I was a few seconds away, but it was good. But like I didn't like taper for it. I wanted to see if I had speed, like preparing for longer distances. So it was good.
What does your tattoo say?
You gotta run at least twice as fast as that.
Well, it's actually your own, but it says you must run twice as fast as that. So English is not your first language.
No.
But you have a tattoo in English just because.
Oh, the thing is, like my first years were in Belize, so with my dad, I only speak English. So like when I'm mad or when I'm sad or something, I will think in English because I grew up with that. So I Spanglish like my whole life.
Yeah. Do you dream in Spanish?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Some stuff. I mean, like, I normally like speak in Spanish with all my friends and stuff, but with Moitz, I'll normally speak in English some of the
Can you tell people who that is? So.
Oh. Like my Sherpa, like, well, she's my wife, but she does everything for me.
And how do you say her name?
Well, her name's Paola, but everybody called her Moitz.
Because?
Same story. Like I called her Moitz, and everybody heard it, and it stuck.
Does she? But she's not offended that you call her your Sherpa.
No, she calls herself my Sherpa.
Right. And are you married in America or Mexico?
In Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Because I was gonna do a marathon, and I'm weird and I don't like normal conventional stuff. And she said like, oh, let's get married. And I was like, cool, but I don't want to like invite people and stuff.
Right. We did the same. My wife and I did the same thing.
So she told me like, pick a race and we'll do it after your race.
So wait, a few weeks ago?
No. It was 2 years ago, almost 3.
And it was legal in Florida 2 years ago?
Yeah. In Jacksonville.
I didn't know that. America's weird, you know.
I know.
We're very backward sometimes. Like we get things late. So that's why it was interesting because I saw that and I was like, oh, that's English is not your language, but your dad.
Yeah, he like in Belize they speak English, so like when I was very young, all the time I was like speaking with him.
All right, what else do you have?
I got a lot of stuff. I got like the one from the Deadly Hollows from Harry Potter. I got a phrase here. That's when I started like dating my wife. I got a Baphomet. I got a Darth Vader. I got the Sith code. This one I got with my mom. That's strong heart, strong mind.
The Sith code?
Yeah, from Star Wars.
No, I know. I didn't know that you were so complex.
Yeah, I got Dragon Ball. I got this one. I got the madness in your sanity, and she has the light in your darkness.
Aww. Did you see trailer for the new Star Wars?
Yes, we saw it.
What did you think?
It's complicated because I feel like I think it's gonna end up like in the gray side of the code. Like you're not good, you're not bad. I don't know how they're gonna. I'm really disappointed with Kylo Ren, but let's see how it works. I'm more like a Scythian, like a true hardcore Scythian. So.
And you think he's too nice? That's what you're saying?
I think he's not a Sith. I think he's actually like trying too hard to become one.
But that, so it seems like the it's called the recent trilogy, right? So there's original trilogy, which I grew up with. I'm old enough to remember. The middle three, which everybody kind of hates, right?
I don't hate them that much. They're just.
But right, and then so when the new, like, call whatever do you want to call it, right? Like what was
the new generation,
right? It's like, oh, we're going to capitalize on everything we loved about, right?
I like it because it's different and it's like more into you. It's not so absolutist. Like you're not good. Like you're not Jedi or you're Scythian. But I just feel like, for example, Rey. I like her more. I think he has more character, and I think she's gonna shift to a bit of darkness, maybe.
Right.
But what I like about the new Star Wars is like people that weren't into Star Wars are getting into Star Wars just because it's popular again. Like for example, Moitz hadn't seen them, and when the new Star Wars movies came along, I made her watch them all.
So you're into Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Into Star Wars?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings?
Yes. And Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's my main thing.
Ultimate.
Yeah.
All.
Because I grew up watching Dragon Ball, and I grew up watching Goku get his ass kicked and coming back stronger all the time. So.
But usually people like focus on one of those for big, right? The big franchises.
Yeah, they
all
focus
in
on one, and they're all in.
All in Lord of the Rings. All in. What's the other one? Harry Potter. All in Star Wars. Have you been to Dragon Con in Atlanta?
No.
Do you want to go?
We always wanted to go to even a Comic Con or something, but it's difficult to get the tickets and then get there.
Right. Well, okay. So when did Red Bull find you?
It was 2016. I won a Spartan race in Mexico. I came to the guy at Red Bull and I told him like, I'm good. I want to be with you. And he told me like, okay, let's talk. So I went and I told him like, this is what I do. Like I run road races, I run mountain races, I run obstacle course racing, and if you want me to do something else, I'm gonna do it. And they said like, oh, it sounds interesting. Let's see how it goes. And then I went to Brooklyn Half Marathon. I think that weekend I got 3rd place, and I was like, oh, and I also do this. So they were like, okay, cool.
So what is there like? How many events do they like require you do, or you just say this is what I want to do in 2019, and then you pick it?
We work like a calendar, and they say like, oh, I don't know, like we would like you to excel at this. Does it work for you? If it works for me, they'll say, okay, sure. And if not,
that sounds pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, they're very flexible. They don't force you to do something. Like, if I tell them, like, oh, I want to do, like, just road racing. And like, okay, cool. What's going to be, like, amazing about it? And I'll tell you, like, I want to do this, this, or this. And then we'll work from there.
And then, and they know, do you have some kind of also Spartan-like contract-ish thing, or no?
With the Spartan race?
Yeah.
With the Spartan Pro Team thingy.
Right.
Yeah, I got to do some races. I think that certain number of races.
Right. Where do you live?
Mexico City.
Okay.
I just travel a lot.
Right. Hang on a second. We're going to wait for them to stop talking. Good to meet you, buddy. So, how many races do you do a year?
I don't know. The thing, I do a lot of them, like, training races. Like, I got to run 10K or 15K today or whatever. And there's this cool race I want to do, and I'll go and do it because I get to run with fast people that were gonna help me run faster.
Right. What did you think of the trail race today?
I liked it. It was pretty cool. I mean, it was all muddy and sloppy, and it actually took us into parts where you didn't see any obstacles and stuff, which felt more traily.
Right.
So I liked it. It's a good idea. I mean, it's difficult because Spartan is like, I don't know, it's like a very unique type of brand. Like, it likes to have everything for themselves. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but and trail running is more like a community, different. Like, it doesn't matter if you run like whatever brand or
right.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they handle that.
Yeah, I think it's very, because like I've been telling these guys, like if they've spent the last like 8 years telling the world like Spartan hard obstacles. Hey, 1 second. Hey, Charlie, can you take it down the hall a little bit? Can you just take it down the hall a little bit? Thank you. I was going to say, they've said like, this is really hard. And so then you add the word trail. And so if someone sees it, they're going to think it's an obstacle race. And how do you
change that? Yeah.
How do you sort of like undo that?
I don't know. I think Spartan in general has been transitioning very weirdly. Like, it was like really hardcore, and then it was like, okay, let's just make it fast, and then it was like, okay, let's just like try to make it standard for it to be in the Olympics.
Right.
And
where do you think it needs to be?
Nah.
Me either.
I need like you need to bring like Norm back, and it was all about like really hardcore stuff. I get it. That's fun, like to run fast and stuff, but I think like for me, Spartan is missing like that thing that it had before. Like, it was, you really don't know what's gonna happen, and some races had some obstacles, and some races Norm would just throw like random logs with different weights at you.
Right, yeah. I came across the biggest fucking log in my life in, I think it was the 2012 or 13 Ultra Beast in Killington. I don't know if you remember that one, but I went up to it and like I couldn't lift it, and I was like halfway over and I got it, and then I looked and it was people just going, and I was like, well, can I switch? And they're like, no, you can't. So you pick this one. I was like, fuck. So yeah, I kind of missed that too a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all gonna depend like where they want to take it, because I think that to be in Olympics, they're taking it in a whole different way, like with the modern pentathlon thingy, and it's not like even
it's a whole thing.
I read like cross country's bidding to get into it, so that's like the part that Spartan had to offer. So it's weird. I think it was better when it was like just obstacle course racing without trying it to be like into Olympic standardized, because you didn't know what was coming at you,
right,
instead of just the venue.
Right. And so we talked about you get to pick different events, but you do Wings for Life and you do the 400. What about, they just did that obstacle race last year that Nicole won?
Oh, yeah.
In the ice? Would you want to go do that one?
No, it's too much obstacles.
What about, there's like a cool one like on a castle? That one looked fun.
If it doesn't have enough running, I won't enjoy it. So I needed them to be like.
And that's why you wanted to do like the 12-hour or 8-hour ones, because
it was running. Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of obstacles and I suffered a lot with the cold, and that's not my strength part, but I enjoyed it because I just ran.
So what do you want to, like, long term, what do you think about like doing?
I know, like, well, the girls and the boys too in ultra running are very fast and they're very strong, and they got like a lot of advantage in experience, but that's where I want to go. Like,
you want to do more ultras?
Yeah.
And they're at Red Bull, like, they're cool. They're like, yeah, wherever you want to go.
Yeah. As long as you're like doing something extreme or adventurous or.
Right, because that's their whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they don't mind that you're sponsored by Spartan or other things.
No, as long as I'm not sponsored by another energy drink, everything's okay.
Like, so as long as it's not like Monster or anything.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that stuff.
Yeah, so I always tell people when I did the Red Bull 400 in Michigan, it was like world-class event. Like, even only like 200 participants, they still they put out like all the stops. Oh, I did go to the Red Bull offices in Lebanon. I did an obstacle race there.
Oh, cool.
They were sponsoring race, so that was kind of cool, right?
You should come down to Mexico. You
Yeah?
would have fun. They're going to take you for tacos and tequila and mariachis.
Well, I'm not a drinker, but I will go for tacos.
I'll take you to tacos.
In Mexico City?
Got the best tacos. I don't know what stuff you have here.
How many hours plane flight from, say, Atlanta?
From Atlanta, I think it's just 3. From here, it's 5.
3-hour flight from Atlanta to Mexico City?
I think, yeah.
Can we hang out?
Yeah.
Do you have a big house?
No, but I figure it out. You can sleep on the treadmill.
I can sleep on the. That's what I get. I don't even get a guest room. I get the treadmill.
My house is small, and I don't have like a couch and stuff because I put 2 treadmills where my living room was.
When you race in all these countries, this is an interesting question. You race in all these countries, they pay you in their funds, right? So then it's like maybe sometimes good, sometimes bad for you, depending on the.
It's normally better.
Because Mexico
isn't as strong economically right now.
So it's almost always better.
Yeah.
When you meet someone, new person, and like you're a very different kind of athlete, like what do you tell them? Like what you do for work?
I just like to run. Whatever distance, whatever terrain, I just like running.
That's what you tell someone?
Yeah, because I also do like, I don't like it, but I can also do track. So, yeah, just run.
This is like the longest you and I have ever talked. I don't know why we haven't interviewed before, like a long time.
Because I don't talk much, but now I got the confidence to talk to you.
Oh, is that what it was before? You were too shy?
Yes.
I think you pretended to not speak English before.
No.
Because I'm like surprised that you, honestly, I think you like were like, oh no, hablo inglés.
No, I always speak English, but I just don't talk much. Normally, Moitz does all the talking for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah, because I don't talk much. I need to be like comfortable to be able to talk to someone.
So you were shy?
Yes.
Okay. But now I feel like, can we be friends maybe?
Yes.
All right, well, good to meet you.
You too.
What's next for you?
Wings for Life. Then I'm going to hang out at the DTC and Red Bull to get all the cool tests done and stuff to use for my training. And
and tell people what Wings for Life is.
Oh, Wings for Life is it's a race where the finish line is behind you. There's this catcher car that's just goes out 30 minutes afterwards and starts increasing its speed. So it's fun because you don't get to think like, oh, the finish line is like 10K. It could be like 50 or 60K ahead of you. And then all the money from the registration goes directly to this fund. They do research for people that have spinal cord injuries. So that's pretty cool because it's like the slogan is run for those who can't. And as a runner, I think the worst thing that could ever happen is like being injured and not being able to run. So everybody can relate in a moment. Like if you couldn't just run for like 2 months and it was awful, imagine for someone who lost like the ability to be able to just even walk. So all the money goes for this for the research. So I think that's pretty cool as well.
And it's in different locations though, right?
Yeah, it's in different locations at the same time around the world. And it starts like at the same time globally. Last year I got 6th place globally at first in Austria, so hoping I'll crack the top 5 this year or take it globally.
And where will you be doing it?
That's still a secret.
What? Why is it a secret?
Because I feel like I jinx stuff if I say where I'm gonna be yet.
So because that's weird. So you feel like if people know you're gonna be there?
Yeah, it's like a jinx. Like if I say I'm gonna be where something happens, like I never announce where I'm gonna be at, but I posted something that was gonna be in Seattle, and I got hypothermia yesterday.
Oh.
And it always happens. Like I'm gonna be here, and something goes wrong. So I'd rather say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run a race.
So wait a minute. You got hypothermia yesterday?
Yeah.
So you were going for like?
I knew I wasn't gonna like be able at my top shape because I raced last week and people were like tapering and peaking for this because it was their main event and it was just a training run for me to see where I'm standing at being able to like push myself a bit harder.
Right.
But since the beginning, I was feeling off and I started shutting down towards the end. And then someone in a car came to me and was like, Chikorita, you don't look good and it doesn't look like your day. And what's 2 + 2? And I was like, 4. And he started like asking all these math questions and I was answering. And then he told me like, no, look at my face. What day is today? And I was like, I don't know. And then where are you at? Running somewhere? And he was like, no, you can like keep on going.
Let's go.
And I told him like, just let me see how wide the monkey bars are. Like, no. And I was like, and I just climbed there and it was like, and I was like, I'm gonna do my burpees. So I went and did my burpees and I was around 36 and they told me like, I think it's just 30. And I was like, yeah. And just like tried to continue running and I did just fell on my knees and it was like, no, I'm out. And I told him like, I need to take you to a medical test. And I was like, okay, but could you please tell my wife I'm okay?
Right.
And that was like my main concern.
Of course.
And but yeah, then Shit happens.
So from now on, never post before. From now on, you're just going to do the race and then post.
Yeah.
So we'll never get. So if you're a fan of Chikorita and you want to follow her, you can't. If you see her somewhere, you'll know she's racing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
People
okay with
know that, and then sometimes like friends will ask me like, "Where are you racing?" So we can race together. And I'm like, I will like read your message and ask something random later.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm glad that you feel confident enough to have a conversation now.
Yes.
On a podcast.
You're fun.
Thank you.
You actually are fun.
Thank you. Would you believe some people don't like me? Yeah. You're supposed to say no, Matt. Who could be mad at you ever?
People don't like Oreo cookies, so.
Exactly. Right.
It's
I think you
okay.
said that wrong, but I think what you're trying to say is people.
Sometimes people don't like them.
Right. What's going on? You're wet? You ready to go? She's ready to go. That means we have to say goodbye.
It's okay.
Au revoir.
Adios.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me back at you. I'm going to tell you something. I watched A Star is Born again on the plane ride back, and I cried again, and I cried at different parts this time, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch it. And now I put the soundtrack on my phone, and I can't stop singing these songs, and it's my current fascination. You want to know what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, what I'm observing? A Star is Born 2018 classic with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Last time I could not remember Bradley Cooper's name. This time I did. What else am I watching? Oh, my wife and I just started watching... what the hell did we start watching that we really liked? Oh, I just watched Brexit on Netflix. Maybe it was Hulu. It was okay. Oh, you know what we've been watching? It's going to sound really old now. Saturday Night Live. Now, you guys are all watching it already, I'm sure, but we have not been watching it in years. And be able to watch it at 9 o'clock at night instead of 11:30 and without commercials and being able to skip the musical act when we want to is the best way to enjoy Saturday Night Live. And we are loving it. We are dying. If you were like, oh, I don't know the new cast, of course you don't. That's how it goes. The new cast comes in, you think they're not funny. A couple episodes in, you start to like them. By the middle of the season, you really like them. Currently loving the last few seasons of Saturday Night Live. That's what I'm up to. And thank you again, as always, Patreon members. If you would like to join the Patreon crew, we're having a blast in there. I gave away another pair of shoes today. Can you believe that? I gave away another pair of VJs. And that's not the only reason to join, obviously, just to get free shoes. But it's just what happens when you're part of the magic of the secret Facebook group. You get free shit. Okay. Love you, miss you, mean it. It's 4:44 on Tuesday. I got to run.